Hello everyone and welcome to chair yoga for the week. As you can see, I have a persistent assistant today who likes to sit on the mat, so who knows what will happen. I'm so happy to be able to share this with you today, and I'm so happy to hear that some of the people I know and care so much about from the Helen Graham Centre are watching this and working along with it each week. So it's really good to keep moving. It helps keep us physically strong, and it helps us keep a little bit of mental clarity and helps with the anxiety. So let's start by doing some breathing. You may be familiar with some of these exercises. We're going to start with one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly. So you can close your eyes here if that is comfortable for you, or just keep your eyes at a nice easy gaze and take a few breaths here, just breathing normally. One more of your natural breaths. For the next couple of breaths, I want you to think about your rib cage expanding out to the front and to the back. So as you inhale, hands kind of move forward and the back expands backwards, and then exhale and relax. Inhale, expanding front and back, and relax. Do two more like that, inhaling towards the front and back, and relax, and one more. Inhaling, and exhale. And we'll bring the hands to the side of the ribs. So you can either wrap your hands around or just let them touch gently at the side of the ribs, somewhere above the waist. And as you inhale this time, I want you to think about the rib cage expanding out to the side. So inhaling out and relaxing as you exhale. Doesn't have to be a big breath. Just think about expanding the rib cage towards the sides. Two more like that, inhaling and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Now we'll bring one hand to the collarbone and one hand towards the pubic bone, lower down. And as you inhale, think of finding length in your spine, getting a little taller, and then relaxing as you exhale. Inhale to lengthen and exhale. Two more like that, lengthening through the spine, top of the head reaches for the ceiling, and exhale. The last one, breathing in and breathing out. And we'll slide the hands down, we'll bring them, making a little diamond around your belly button, relaxing the shoulders, and we'll think of breathing in all those directions, front and back, side to side and up and down. So really expanding the whole rib cage as you inhale and exhale. We'll do a few like that. Again, it doesn't have to be a really big breath, but we're just thinking of moving in that direction. Expanding the diaphragm, making our breathing a little bit more efficient for the rest of the day. Do one more breath like that. And then bring the hands to the thighs, sit back, let the chin drop just a little bit, and return your breathing to normal, just for a few rounds of breath. And then as always, you can sit with your back against the chair if that feels comfortable today, or if you can, sit up nice and tall. Use the strength in your core to hold you up. So if you start off this way and then feel a bit tired, you can always lean back on your chair. So we'll try to sit up tall. We'll begin to move the head. Again, moving with the breath as we inhale, lifting the chin. And exhale, slowly lowering. Inhale. And down. Do two more. Inhale, lifting the chin, lifting the eye gaze towards the ceiling, and then lowering. Just moving the head, not moving the shoulders. And exhale to lower. We'll come back towards the center. We'll gently turn the head from side to side. Again, moving with the breath, inhaling through the center, and then exhale towards the left. And just get a sense here of how it feels to turn your head. If you're feeling any tension, if you feel your shoulder is trying to move as well. Taking a little inventory of how everything is moving today. And we'll come back to the center. We'll dip the chin just a little. Bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. So you can take this right hand and bring it to the outside of the head. I don't want you to pull down on your head. I want you to push your head up towards the hand. So a little bit of resistance here. Pushing the head into the hand and then relaxing. Push the head into the hand and relax. We'll do one more, pushing the head into the hand and relax. We'll bring the hand down, bring the head down through the center and over to the other side. This time the left hand comes to the outside of the head, pushing the head up into the hand, resisting that movement, and then soften it. Head into the hand and soften. One more time. A little bit of resistance and then relax. Bring the hand down. We'll make some gentle circles with the head. So we never want to make these too big. We don't want the head to hang off the neck. Nice and controlled. Do one more in this direction. And then we'll switch directions, just gently over to the left and then up and around. That's 2. And then 3. And we'll come back to the center, sitting up nice and tall. We'll shrug the shoulders up towards the ears and then relax them down. Just a few times like that, bringing the shoulders up towards the ears and then letting them lower. 2 more. And then we'll make some circles. So we'll bring the shoulders forward and up and then draw them back and down. Forward and up and around and down. 1 more. And then we'll reverse that. So draw the shoulder blades together, draw the shoulders back, let them come up towards the ears and forward. So this, again, doesn't have to be a really big movement. We don't want to bring any tension into the neck or the shoulders doing this. So if you feel a little tightness, make it a bit of a smaller movement. And then we'll come back to the center, give everything a little wiggle. And you can sit back in your chair here for some relaxation. And we'll bring the hands up to fists. And we'll make some circles. Letting them turn in one direction. Noticing if one feels a little different than the other. And then we'll switch directions. Circle the opposite way. Trying to keep the arms still here. Just have the movement coming from the wrist. So try not to move the whole arm. Just move the wrists. And then we'll stretch the fingers out and make a fist. Stretch them out and make a fist. 2 more, stretching them and then a fist and stretch and a fist. This time we'll stretch, make a claw and a beak and a fist. Stretch and claw and beak and fist. Stretch and beak and claw and stretch and fist and beak and stretch and claw and stretch and fist and beak and claw and fist, and then give everything a little relax. So I try to trick you then, see how you did. Give them a shake. I'm going to take each finger in turn and just touch it to the thumb. Just tap it and tap it and tap it. Do that a few times. This is a good exercise to do anytime during the day, just to brighten that spark a little bit. If you're feeling a bit tired, this is supposed to make us feel a bit more alert. And it's just good to get the fingers moving. And tap, and tap, and tap. One more. Tap, 2, 3, 4. Give everything a little shake. So let's take the right arm out in front, no higher than the shoulder. Let the fingers point to the floor. We're going to squeeze that wrist a little bit, just to decompress it. You can wiggle those fingers. And then we'll turn the palm up the other way and stretch back. So try to keep this shoulder down, not bringing it up to the ear, and feel that stretch probably up the forearm here. So nothing goes too far. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then give that arm a shake. And then we'll take the other hand out. Give the wrist a gentle squeeze. You can wiggle those fingers. And then we'll turn the palm up and stretch this back. And again, just notice if one arm feels different than the other. Since this is my dominant arm, this is my right arm, this feels a bit tighter. Couple of breaths. And then give everything a little shake. So if, like me, your feet are just barely touching the floor, you might have to scoot forward onto your chair a little bit so the feet can be resting on the floor. I hope you can see with the dog in the way. But she seems quite calm, so we'll come up onto the tiptoes and then onto the heels, up onto the toes and then the heels. So we'll do that a couple of times. Up onto the toes, you might feel that stretch or work in the calves, and on the heels you might feel a stretch in the front of the shins. But it's okay if you don't feel anything, and you can again make this a small movement if it's causing you any stress. Rocking backwards and forwards on the feet. And then we'll come down. We're going to tap the feet in. Let's do them together. We'll tap them in and then out. So moving at the ankles here, tapping in and tapping out. And in and out and in and out. And maybe begin to make it a little bit faster. And tap and tap and tap and tap and tap and tap and tap. Until we can't tap any faster, and then give everything a little jiggle with the legs. I'm going to reach that right leg out, and then the left, and the right, and the left. Just gently lifting the legs, reaching the feet forward. And this time we'll keep the right leg up there. I'm going to point and flex this foot. So keeping the leg still. You can always rest it on the floor, but if you can keep it up a little bit, get some work in those thighs, that would be good. And point and flex a couple more times. And then we'll make some circles at the ankle. So just like we did with our hands, we'll try and keep the leg still and just move the foot from the ankle. And then we'll switch directions. One more, and then bring it down. Give that leg a little shake. And then we'll do the left leg, reaching it out. We'll point and flex. And point and flex. A couple more times. Last one. And then we'll make our circles here. Circling at the ankle. And then we'll switch directions. And then bring that leg down, give it a little shake. We're going to sit forward on the chair if you haven't already. Bring the hands to the knees, and we're going to draw the knees in with the hands. So the legs are not doing any work here. The arms are doing the work for you. Closing them and then opening them. Close them in and then open. Now if you want to get fancy, we can do our Charleston where we bring them in, cross the hands and then open. Then close. Square them off and open. So a little bit of brain work here today as well. Close and cross and open. Together, uncross and open. together and cross and open, together, uncross and open, and maybe you can go a bit faster. Or maybe not, that's okay too. And last one, and give everything a little shake. Shake the arms out, shake the legs out, just relax everything. We'll come back to the chair, sitting up a bit further back on the chair, sit up nice and tall. I'm going to think about there being a string in the sternum here, so at the chest, and imagine that string is lifting up towards the ceiling, and so the chest lifts a little bit. So maybe not your lower back so much as the upper back is lifting, and then let it curl down. Tuck the chin just a little. Peeling the chin up, lift the chest, and then close it down. So just small cat-cow here to start with. Inhaling as you lift the chest and the chin, and exhale, lowering. One more like that. Inhale, lifting the chin and the chest, and then exhale. And now we'll begin to make it a little bit bigger. So as you inhale, lifting the chest, you can draw the shoulder blades together and draw the elbows back. And now maybe you do rock forward on the sits bones a little bit. And then as you exhale, curl the tail under, reach the arms forward and let the chin tuck a bit more. So we'll do that a couple of times, pulling back on the elbows, shoulder blades come together, lifting the chin and the chest. And exhale, folding forward, finding that rest pose. We'll do two more, reaching the elbows back, shoulder blades together, and then exhale, forward. Last one, elbows back, lifting chin and chest, and then exhale, come to that resting pose, letting the head rest down just a little, and take a couple of breaths here. Nice and easy breathing. And we'll sit up nice and tall. I'm going to bring the hands to heart center. Sit up tall. So think of the space between the rib cage and the pelvis, and imagine that you can make that a little bit longer. Keep the hands at heart center, reaching up, lengthen the spine. And keep the spine long as you open the arms, push them down. Find a little resistance here as you lower the arms down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. And exhale to lower. We'll do two more like that. Inhale, reaching. Rotate the arms, exhale. Imagine you're pushing down through water. And one more. Inhale to reach. And exhale to lower. This time we'll reach up through the center. I'm going to take a side bend over to the right. Chest is facing the front. Up through the center. And over to the left. So do that a few times. Reaching up, getting nice and tall in the center. And then taking a side bend. Inhale to reach. And exhale. One more each side. Inhale, tall. Trying to keep the hips evenly weighted on the chair. Last time over to the left. Nice. Up through the center. And this time we're going to rotate and lower the arms. Reach the arms up. Oops. Through the center. Rotate the chest to the left and lower the arms. Inhale the arms up. Rotate through the center and then to the right. Lower the arms. Inhale up. Through the center. To the left. And then lower down. You're going to come up through the center. And in case your arms are getting tired, you can bring them down and just cross them at the shoulders if that's more comfortable. If you want to keep lifting your arms up and down, you can do that too. But I want to do a couple more twists. So we're going to sit here, whichever way your arms are going. We're going to get nice and tall. And then rotate the rib cage to the right. And come back to the center. Rotate. So think of the ribs moving. And back to the center. We'll do one more each side. And then to the left. This time we're going to rotate to the right. Let the arms relax down. So bring the left hand to the thigh, right hand can come to your hip or to the chair. Sit up nice and tall. As you get taller, maybe you can rotate a little bit more. So the chest is facing to the right. Keep it there and slowly turn your head to look over to the left. Maybe you can look over that left shoulder, but the chest is still facing towards the right. Moving really slowly here. Taking breaths as you need to. And then we'll slowly unwind. Bring the head back. Looking over the right shoulder. And then we'll come through the center. I'm going to rotate to the left. Right hand can come to the thigh, left hand can come to the hip or the chair. Nice and tall, and rotate, look over that left shoulder. We'll keep the rib cage facing to the left and slowly unwind. Begin to turn the head to look over the right shoulder. And maybe you notice here that one side you can turn your head and twist a bit further than the other, that's okay. And we'll slowly, breathing as you need to, very slowly turn the head to look over the left shoulder again. And then we'll bring everything back to the center and take a little pause. Maybe take a sip of water if you have some. And then we're going to do a little bit of core work. So we're going to sit further forward on the chair again. So this time we need to really think of pulling everything into the center. So one way we describe this sometimes is when you cough, you squeeze everything in. So if you have a practice cough, you know, obviously we'll cough into our arms, but cough, as you cough, get that sense of pulling everything in. So that's the feeling you want when you're engaging the core. So we want to pull everything in. So let's start by using the arms, and if it's too tiring for you to use your arms, you can bring them down to the chair. So we'll keep the arms up. I'm going to lean back a little bit, bring the arms down and lift the right leg. And then lower the leg, reach the arms. You're still leaning back with that long spine. Left leg up, arms come down. And then we'll keep switching, leaning back as the leg comes up. And then sit up tall. And bring the arms down. And I know for some of you, your arms and legs are getting all messed up and confused now. That's okay. Just keep that core nice and strong. So you can carry on doing that, or you can bring the hands down to the chair, lean back and lift one leg, and then the other leg. Just get that sense of engagement around here, so you're making your core do the work to hold you up. And then let's try both legs out, and then lower. Reach them out, and lower. Two more, reach them out and lower. Last one, we'll reach the legs out. If you can, let's release the arms. Lift the chin a little bit, so nice strong spine. Keep breathing. And then lower everything down. Whew. Take a little pause here, take that child's pose, that rest pose. Let the head rest down. And take a couple of breaths. We'll come into our sun salutation. So I'm recording this today when it's actually nice and sunny outside. I think when you watch this, it may be not quite so sunny. So let's salute the sun while we can. So sitting up nice and tall, always with your feet on the floor, properly flat if you can. Arms are down by the side, wide across the collarbones. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. And remember, it can be a little fold or you can reach all the way down, whatever is most comfortable for you. As you inhale, half lift, so a strong back here, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lifting the arms up, and exhale down through the center. We'll breathe in here and out, and in and out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bring the hands together. Exhale, bring them down in front of the heart. And we'll take 2 slow breaths here. And we'll continue with our sun salutation, but a little different version. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, we'll come to cactus arms. So keeping a strong, long spine here, hinging forward first, and then bending forward. We'll inhale, half lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. We'll bring them back to cactus arms. Nice and tall spine here. Exhale, rotate to the right, and then back to the center, and rotate to the left, and back to the center. We'll repeat that to the right. Arms might be getting tired here. You can always lower them. Back to the center. Bring the hands down, lifting the chest for your cat-cow. Shoulder blades come together, and as you exhale, fold everything down, rounding the spine. And take a couple of breaths here, slowing everything down. Sit up nice and tall. One more version. Bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to cactus. Long spine hinging forward and then rounding down. Inhale, half lift. Draw the shoulder blades back and exhale to fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale to cactus arms. This time we're going to take a side bend to the right. And back up, and then to the left, and back, and then to the right, and up. Exhale, left, and up. We'll bring the hands down. We'll take that cat-cow again. Elbows come back, chest lifts, shoulder blades come together, and then exhale, curling everything under and folding forward. Inhale, draw the elbows back. Maybe this time you reach the arms back, you can take hold of the chair, or you can interlace the hands behind and really lengthen through the whole front of the body. Take a breath here, if that's comfortable, and then gently release the hands. Come into that fold, take a rest pose, and a couple of breaths. Slow everything down, take a sip of water. We'll bring everything back to the center. Let's do a little bit more leg work. We'll start doing, we'll stretch the right leg out onto the floor. So the heel's on the floor, but the toes are pointing to the ceiling. We want that nice long spine again. The hands can come to the left thigh. And keeping the spine long, we're going to begin to hinge forward. So only come as far forward as you can until you feel some resistance in the back of that leg. And pause wherever you feel that, and we'll just relax into it. Taking some slow breaths. You might feel this behind your calf, behind your knee, the thigh, even up into your lower back sometimes, depending on where you're feeling tight. Breathing. And this time, instead of pushing into the leg, if you can, I want you to release the hands and use those core muscles of putting everything into the center to lengthen the spine. And then bring that leg in and give it a little shake out. And then we'll lengthen the left leg out. Heel on the floor, toes pointing to the ceiling, hands on the right thigh. So still that nice long spine, and we'll begin to bring the chest forward, hinging at the hips and breathing here. And again, maybe noting that it feels different on one side than the other. Just keep breathing slowly. And again, if you can, let's release the hands and use the strength of our core to come back up through the center. Bring that leg in and give it a little shake. Let's bring both feet a little wider. So maybe as wide, well, I have a mat, a little wider than your chair legs. I'm going to rotate to one side and then the other. So sometimes we call this taking our prom picture. So as your knees come over to the right, you can look over the left shoulder. As the knees come to the left, you can look over the right shoulder. Keeping the feet nice and wide here. Letting the legs rotate in and out. Let's do a couple more. Last time to each side. And then we'll come to the center. Let's do our tree pose. I feel we haven't done that for a while. So some options for tree. Left foot stays on the floor. The right leg is going to rotate out. So the whole thigh rotates out. So you can bring your foot to the left ankle. Or if you like, if you have a chair where you could do it, I might have to sit a bit to the side. You can bring this leg out to the side and bring the heel to the leg of the chair like that. So whichever way you decide to do it, either to the ankle or the chair, is perfectly fine. What we do want to do is have that nice long spine. The shoulders are still relaxed. Bring the hands to heart center. This is a nice one to do with your eyes closed. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, you can stay here, or you can grow your branches of your tree, reaching them up to the ceiling, spreading the branches. And then depending on what type of tree you feel like or what you want to think about, you can stay here, or you can let the branches sway gently. As I look out the window, there's barely a breeze at all. It's very gentle today. Maybe imagine the sun touching down on you with some cloudy days coming. You need to remember what the sun feels like. Bring the hands together and we'll lower them down. Take a breath here. I'm going to very gently bring this leg back and give it a little shake. So that's quite a big opening of the leg on the chair there. So if that's not comfortable for you, don't open your leg out that far. Just make it a little smaller. Maybe your knee is pointing towards the corner rather than to the side. So let's see if I can manage to do that on the other side. We'll keep the right foot on the floor. We'll bring the left foot either to the ankle or to the side of the chair. And just because it felt good on one side doesn't mean it will feel good on the other. So assess for yourself what feels comfortable here. That feels okay to me. We'll bring the hands to heart center. Nice long spine again here. And again, if you want to close your eyes, that is fine. You can stay here or you can lengthen your arms. Growing the tree, spreading the branches. Any version, any movement, swaying side to side. Thinking of the blossoms falling off. And that beautiful spring breeze. And then we'll bring the hands together, lower them to heart center. We'll take a couple of breaths here. And with the hands, bring this leg in and give it a little shake. So a lot of work on the hips there. So let's turn around to the side. So we're going to come around to the right side of the chair. I'm going to take that arm and hold on to the chair with your right arm. So the right foot is flat on the floor. The left knee points to the floor. So you might stop here. You could slide that foot further back if that's comfortable for you. And then take the left arm, reach it up towards the ceiling. So find a stretch all the way from this knee up through the fingertips. I'm going to take a side bend towards the chair and then lengthen to the ceiling. Over the chair and then lengthen. We'll do 2 more. Bending towards the chair and then reaching. 1 more towards the chair and then reach. Good. We'll keep the leg there, but we'll bring the hand down. So you can either bring it to your shoulder or maybe in front of you, like you're resting your arm on a ledge in front of you. We're going to rotate towards the front and then rotate towards the chair. Towards the front and towards the chair. We'll do 2 more, opening out towards the front and then towards the chair, curling everything in, still keeping the spine long and upright though, opening and then the other way. Oh, dog's back to the center. Reach that arm up again. You can lengthen it, you can reach the foot back, maybe take a little back bend here if that feels okay. Big stretch down that left leg. Then we'll bring the hand down, bring that leg back in. And we'll turn around. Take a break in the center. And then over to the other side. So this time the left foot is flat in front. The right knee points to the floor. And again, it may feel different on one side than on the other. Make sure you're holding on to the chair with that left arm and the right arm reaches towards the ceiling. A nice long spine. We'll take that side bend towards the chair and then lengthen. Exhale towards the chair and lengthen. Over and reach and over and reach. Again, we'll bend that arm down, bend the elbows so the hands in front of the shoulder. I'm going to rotate to the front and then towards the chair. Towards the front and towards the chair. 2 more. Opening out and rotate towards the chair. Last time, opening out, rotate towards the chair. We'll come back to the center, reach that right arm to the ceiling again, maybe scooting that foot back a little bit. You can make this a little back bend if that feels okay. And then we'll bring the hand down, bring the leg in, and bring everything back around to the center. Take a little break here. Take that resting pose. Maybe have a sip of water. Sit up nice and tall. I'm going to bring my feet a little wider than normal. I'm going to take my right hand to the left knee. Right hand, left knee. I'm going to make a big rainbow all the way up and over. Follow it with your eyes. And keep the arm out there. Turn the head away. And turn it back to look at the hand. And follow it all the way up and over. Then we'll switch hands. Take the left hand to the right knee. Make that big semicircle up and over. Keep the arm back. Turn the head to look to the right. Turn it to the left to look at the hand. And then follow it up and over. So we're going to repeat that a couple of times. So right hand towards the left knee. Sweeping up and over. We'll gently turn the head away, turn it towards the hand, follow it with the eyes. We'll switch hands, the left hand over. Big rainbow. Keep the arm stretched out, turn the head to the right, turn the head to the left, sweeping it up and over. Let's do one more. Right hand to the left knee. Big rainbow up and over. Turn the head away. Turn it back. Follow it down to the end of the rainbow. Last one, left hand, right knee. Sweeping it up and over. Turn the head to the right. Turn it to the left and follow with your eyes the arm all the way down. And bring everything back to the center. Let's take that little prom pose thing we did before, letting the knees rock gently side to side. We'll do one more pose before we get ready for our Shavasana. We always do this pose, so we'll do pigeon. Get a stretch on that outer hip. So lengthen that right leg out. Bring it into the ankle so the whole leg is rotated out. You can bring it a little bit higher and then a little higher still. So option is to bring the foot to the top of the thigh. If that's not comfortable, just bring it to the floor. You can cross it over, or if you have a block or a small dog even, you could bring your foot to that and let it rest outwards. So I'm going to bring mine to the thigh. So we're still sitting up nice and tall with that space between the rib cage and the hips, and it's even on each side, so we're not squishing down on one side. This foot is flexed, so the toes are pointing back towards the shin. I'm going to take a couple of breaths here before we move. You may already feel a stretch either in the inner thigh or the outer hip, and if you do, you can stop there. If you'd like to deepen it a little, you can begin to bring the chest forward as though you're looking over a ledge, hinging forward, and just pause when you feel some resistance. Take a couple of breaths at that point of resistance, trying to relax into that pelvis. Take a few more breaths here. And we'll slowly, as you inhale, lengthen the spine. I'm going to unwind this leg. Take a hold of the leg either underneath the thigh or around the knee, and just make a few circles with it in one direction. And then in the opposite direction. And then bring that leg down. And just take a little inventory again of how you're feeling on each side. And we'll come to the left leg. So bring it out to the side and into the ankle. Bring it a little higher. And maybe a little higher. And again, just because you brought your leg up to the thigh on the last time, on the last side, maybe that doesn't work for this side, in which case you lower it to the floor or bring it to a block or a big book or a box. So we want that same long spine. These left toes are pointing back towards the shin and begin to hinge forward. Keep breathing. Trying to actively relax as you exhale. Imagine everything softening in this hip. Few more breaths. slowly, as we inhale, lengthen the spine. Unwind the leg, draw it in, make some circles in both directions. And we'll sit back into our chair, relaxing everything, finding a way that you can sit for a few minutes without any tension. So hopefully your feet can relax onto the floor or onto an object. Bring the elbows back a little bit so that your arms are relaxed, and let the chin drop a little. You can close the eyes here. And we'll start by just focusing on the breath, the movement of your chest lifting and your belly expanding for a few breaths. Just noticing and working from the top of your head, bringing the focus to your forehead and letting it soften as though you could wipe away all the cares and anxiety and any frown lines through the temples. Relax the jaw. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Notice the back of your neck and across the top of your shoulders. Notice where your shoulder blades and your upper back touch the chair. And focus on that area between the shoulder blades. We can hold so much tension there, so try to let that soften. Just bringing your awareness to that area. Down to the back of your rib cage. And bring your attention to your collarbones. And as you breathe, maybe you notice a slight lifting of the collarbones and lowering as you exhale. And just be conscious of any movement. Let your belly be soft. Your elbows are bent and relaxed. Your arms are heavy. Notice the weight of your hands. Notice where the back of your legs and pelvis are touching the chair. Your knees are bent and relaxed. The ankles are soft. Working your way down to your feet. Notice where each foot touches the floor. Imagine that the floor is soft, like a memory foam mattress. With each exhale, your feet sink a little deeper into it. With each exhale, everything softens and deepens into the floor. And bring your attention back to your breathing. You don't have to change it, just notice any movement that you feel. And just observe the breath. Just for one breath, watch the inhale and exhale. And then repeat that. Observing each breath one at a time. And if your mind wanders or a thought pops into your head, just acknowledge that, it's fine. and then come back to the breath. And begin to deepen the breathing, lengthening the inhale and exhale, if that's comfortable for you to do that just a few times, slowly inhaling and exhale. Slow inhale, slow exhale, and we'll invite some small movements back. Start by wiggling the fingers and the toes, circling at the wrists and the ankles. Maybe stretching the arms overhead, lengthening the legs out, taking a big yawn. And bring everything back to the center and sitting up tall. Let's bring the hands to heart center. We'll take a couple of breaths here, in through the nose, and then we'll audibly exhale through the mouth like a big sigh. So inhale. Inhale. And last one. And return your breathing to normal. And just stay in your chair for a minute or two after this. Don't jump up and get back to everything. Take your time. As always, I'm so grateful to be able to share this with you. I miss you all. I can't wait until we can be face to face again. But in the meantime, I'm thinking about you all and thanking everyone at the Cancer Support Community for helping us to continue to do this. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.